Hi there, another Feature Friday here. And so this one I want to talk about, so being a healthcare practitioner, a health expert for a lot of years, you find yourself out there in the world analyzing everybody. And you go through times of where you want to say something to some people, but you know, I don't know you, and I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to be assumptive, and also I'm not going to charge you, so like, why should I do that? Well, you get to times in your life where it's not about all those things, it's just happens. So this is one where I noticed a person who I've been wanting to say something about this for so many years, which is toe walking. Toe walking is a sign of neurologic underdevelopment, neurologic damage or neurologic underdevelopment. All right, if you remember, this always kind of reminds me, I remember a story back years ago when John Travolta's son, who hardly people knew about, like they hid him, died. But what it was is they showed that they had pictures of him in the Bahamas walking with the family, walking as a toe walker. And you'll see people with autism, you'll see people with neurologic development impairment walking on their toes. It shows that they haven't developed the full gait pattern all the way up to good walking is heel to toe. Heel to toe. It shows that you have full neurologic development. Okay? Well, I saw this person come in with his mom and had 20-some-year-old disheveled hair and kind of smelled as like cigarettes or something, like living in the basement with the mom that's bringing him in. And I had this person back. I knew him, but walking in and walking, with the toe walking, just toe walking like this, okay? And I think I know what that is, and my heart kind of goes out, but and they go sit at the counter. I don't have anything to say to them, Well, I noticed that, he also looked a little bit kind of like you would call, I've been in mental hospitals before, not personally, but visiting, and many, many times, and I've seen all kinds of, he set me off as that, okay? Well, but for some reason my eyes were on him. I just couldn't take my eyes off him. I'm sitting, at this diner, and I never, if you know me, I never go to breakfast. For some reason, I had to stop at Alex's on Rochester Road, and I just had to go in there and have a meal, and okay, God, I don't know why I'm here. Well, it was for this, I know. So anyways, I'm just kind of arguing with myself, as I have been for years, which is just to, start making mental notes. But this one was different, which is, I saw that he was writing. He was writing on a napkin, and maybe he was writing crazy stuff or whatever, and I was just curious, and so I decided to walk behind them and go to the bathroom. But I saw that what he was writing, he was writing algebraic equations. This guy was a genius. This guy was smart. So anyways, and it's so funny, earlier I saw the mom sitting at the table, and she's kind of wringing her hands, and she kind of wrings her wrist kind of like this, so I can kind of, I don't know, my psychological processes, I think, she's rubbing the shackles of her wrists like she's in a prison. So anyway, all these things go through my mind. So anyways, as I walk past, then I'm going, no, oh my God, like this is a person trapped. This is a person trapped inside of this body that she's not really a mentally retarded or anything like that. He's really like smart, okay? And then I heard him and his mom talking to him, and he's asking questions and everything like that. And I walk out and I go to my car, and then it just strikes me and go back and say something. So I do, and I go back and I just kind of brave it, and I said, and he's taken aback, and the mom's sitting there. It's like she kind of looks at me like, and I tell him the whole thing, like about how this is. I saw him, and I see that obviously he's not a retard. I feel bad that I almost even said that, but it's. I meant it in the best way possible, and I've learned now to just kind of go with these things. And so I basically say to him, obviously you're smart enough to understand this, and let me tell you something about how your brain works. You're sitting here with your right hand writing with the left side of the brain, and you're also focused on math. And he was saying to his mom that he was having trouble solving this part. And I told him, I said, if you want to get access and become smarter, I've noticed about you, you're a toe walker, okay? And so get off your toes. So the point is that either it's this way because it's completely boom, there's brain damage or whatever, but we also know the way that the neurology works is you can heal brain damage by putting it in the body. So I told him, I said, get out there, do some walking, and focus on heel to toe. You're a toe walker, and he's listening to me, and the mom's listening to me, and I can tell he was like, okay, I'm ready. I've had enough, and I'm sensitive to that, so I stopped. But then I said, okay, that's enough. There you go. Bye-bye. And the mom, she just, her eyes brightened open, and she grabbed my hand, and she goes, thank you so much. And I could tell that he was just processing it, and I hope he processed it, and I hope he gets it, which is, this is true for him. He, even for what he's trying to do, and I can tell he's got the ability. This is true for him, it's true for all of us. You want us to be smarter, make the body do what it's supposed to be doing, which is the brain's functioning. Its highest level of functioning is bipedalism. You think it's math or it's art or whatever, it's not. The highest level of functioning is opposite arm, opposite leg, opposite arm, and in good posture, because that's the only time when you see this side that controls this side and this side controls this side. It's working at once. And whatever you're doing, trying to solve that math problem, the more that you have with the connection of between the corpus callosum, which is, it can be built through your movement, through your structure, for the best thing that you can do. Not going to have brain surgery, it doesn't work in this level, which is, you can build your brain and your whole life better by doing these things that are not secret to us anymore. And it really just comes down to going back to, you're no different than your ancestors, which is a good posture, walking, moving in life is the best thing that you can do. There's nothing more that you can do, and everything that you want that is at a higher level function of that has to come through that pathway. And it's stimulated to be increased by having a better pathway there. So I faced one of my dragons, which is finally saying something to somebody and being afraid that they're going to be offended. And why should I do it? I didn't give her a card. I mean, it's bad, but it's not for all of that. And I got the reward, and maybe it worked. Maybe it worked, and maybe he'll be helped. And maybe you'll be helped, and maybe I'll be helped, and I'm helped already by going, it wasn't a bad thing. It was an amazing thing. I can see the lights came on, and she wasn't offended. The mom, he wasn't offended. It was, wow, thank you. And so, thank you. Till next time.